Welcome to the McLean Air Series. I am Joe McLean, your guide to the smoky, dusty, cloudy, choky side of life. Today we are visiting some places that pour with pollution. Let me mask up. Vehicle fumes have taken over the air, and soon this place will find it hard to breathe. According to the World Health Organization, as many as 28,000 people die every year in Ghana from air pollution. You live here, you breathe dirtier air than the whole of Accra. Look, let me show you. What an irony. No burning here. No one is truly safe. Even the posh areas are not spared from the smoke. Look, we can't ignore this. Do something.
Sister, me dad, dear, but she be an ambition. I could eat that. Me many tears, some of them is a kind of a set. He made us with it. Sika, sit down to the moon. Juju so mo. Bagi the one there. Me never be free. So what you say bag now, ma? One na better show. Wow. Just say me na kwan phobia. Na na mo soli. Hey!
Welcome. It's Play to Aid.
Get ready for the game show where every play has a purpose. Welcome to Play to Aid, the only game show where your knowledge and skill don't just win you prizes, they help change lives.
What sport is considered the most popular in the world?
Every point you earn goes toward real-world support, from school supplies to health kits, clean water to emergency relief. Play smart, play big, Play to Aid. Catch all the action, the drama, and the heat.
Most commonly spoken language in Brazil.
Portuguese.
Play to Aid every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Edna, let's begin.
The Play to Aid game show is proudly sponsored by Tang Palace, Giraffe Island, and VVIP.
It's time to promote volunteerism, active citizenship, and patriotism in Ghanaian society,
where we shine the spotlight on the unsung heroes among us.
Today, we're not just launching a program, we're igniting a revolution of skills, dreams, and hope.
On Volunteers TV, we highlight and celebrate people and groups that are great examples to us all.
Every single region in Ghana, we're doing something.
Good.
So no one's being left behind.
Over 800 kids that come to school, so having an extra classroom, extra resources will be really, really beneficial.
If you're a volunteer, you're actually serving because you are giving up your time and resources for nothing in return.
Volunteers TV, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV. In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
You're welcome back. This is the Situation Room on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sanda, and I'm here with Fred Tetejabano again. We came your way last week, and we're here. Fred, how has the week been?
It's been okay. I mean, this week hasn't been that hectic like the past 2 weeks. So it
hasn't been hectic for you, but it's hectic definitely for Charles Nyama Mensah.
Definitely. It's very, very hectic for Charles Nyama Mensah, a.k.a. Shatawali. He, late yesterday evening, news came out that he had been detained by IOCO in relation to a Lamborghini 2019 version he bought from a gentleman who is being arrested in the US and is being investigated in regards to some $4 million proceeds out of crime, some crime proceeds. We are told that Shatta bought this vehicle, and that vehicle is connected to that particular case the FBI in the United States is dealing with. We would recall that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Shatawali himself went on social media to make some comments about this particular vehicle, where he indicated that he was being harassed by IOCO. According to him, IOCO officials came to his house some time ago, tried to pick up the vehicle. He accused the IOCO officials of trying to assault him, bringing guns and everything to his house. Later, IOCO released a statement and explained that yes, indeed, he went to the house of Shatawali. He was not assaulted. They went to arrest him and take over the vehicle, which is connected to the process of crime being investigated by the FBI in the United States, and that Shatta would be invited for further questioning. That invitation had taken place yesterday evening. We are told that Shatta got to the offices of IOCO at 3 p.m. yesterday. When he got to the offices of IOCO, he declined to speak, insisting that he wanted his lawyers to be around. So they had to wait for his lawyers to come. The interrogation went on till about 9 p.m. He was detained, granted bail of 10 million cedis. As of this morning, he hasn't been able to meet the bail conditions. You have his supporters and fans who thronged the offices of IOCO.
Yeah, indeed, we are seeing that
yes.
In the background there. So lots of his fans who have just showed up, and yes. They are increasing by the numbers. Our reporter, Rachel, saying that there are so many on the streets in front of IOCO, and the police are trying to prevent them from going through.
Going through, yes, they are demanding the release of Shatawali, but IOCO still insists that they will continue with the case. According to IOCO, in a statement they also released later this in the day, earlier this morning, they indicated that during the interrogation, Shatta was asked who he purchased that particular vehicle from. He has failed to mention the person he purchased the vehicle from, but explained that he bought it from the streets. He contacted someone on WhatsApp, bought the vehicle, and has deleted the person's number. So as you speak now, he doesn't have the contact to the person who sold the vehicle. He doesn't know the person. So it's an interesting case.
So the police, the IOCO is saying that, well, we have granted you bail, provide the sureties, we test them, and then we allow you to go. So that's what's happening now.
Exactly.
So for those who are just joining us, so we have an eye on that actually. So the news is that Shatawali is in the custody of the IOCO, pending he posting bail and then eventually going home. But in the meantime, as you can see there, lots of his fans on motorbikes, some on foot, actually demanding that he should be released. So that is on Shatawali. We will not spend a lot more time on this. Let's move on, because we have other things we have talked about relating to politics and current affairs here on the Situation Room. Well, so we have 2 by-elections coming up. One, actually both of them by the unfortunate demise of the occupants of those two seats. The Akwetia constituency, where Honorable Ernest Kumi was MP until he died suddenly, and at Tamale Central, where Honorable Mursala Mohammed was MP until he also died suddenly. So we'll get updates on that. And then we have a poll that has been conducted by Musa Dankwa, which focuses on 2 things. The people who are running for positions in the New Patriotic Party in terms of national executives, we'll see how the chairman race or chairmanship race is going and how the general secretary position is also going, or the race for that is going. Then we look at the flag bearership itself, the presidential candidacy, which election is scheduled for January next year. Who is leading by what percentage based on who has been questioned by Global Info Analytics. So we'll talk about that. But before then, let's do some updates now in relation to the by-elections in the two constituencies. Fred, we can start. Where do we start from? Tamale North or Tamale Central or
maybe let's start from Tamale Central. Okay. Because that's the NDC announced the opening of nominations starting 22nd of August. That is Friday. They expect that people who are interested in contesting this particular primaries to come pick forms and declare their intentions. Already the MPP has told us that they would not be participating in this particular by-election. As we speak now, the NDC is asking that any interested person would pick a nomination form for 5,000 cedis, which is non-refundable. Then after picking your nomination forms and filling the forms, when you return the nomination forms to officially file your forms, you are then going to be paying an amount of 40,000 cedis as filing fees. The Tamale Central constituency is a bit interesting, an interesting constituency when it comes to the NDC. So you go way back to somewhere 2004, 2005, where you had Professor Wayuseni being the Member of Parliament for that particular area or constituency. During his tenure, he decided to cross carpet, to move from the NDC to the MPP. He lost that particular seat basically because he crossed carpet. So there needed to be a by-election in that particular constituency. And in the by-election, there were a number of people who contested that by-election. You had the former MP for the area, Alhaji Nusaf Hussaini. You had the late MP for the area, Dr. Murtala Ibrahim Mohammed, also contesting. At the time, Nusaf Hussaini beat Murtala and some other people to win that particular constituency. After winning the by-election, there was a general election where Inusa also won the primaries and won this particular constituency. So Inusa has been MP for the area for about 3 terms till he decided not to contest again in 2020, in the 2020 elections. He decided not to contest again. Murtala Ibrahim went. He won that particular election. He went again for the second time. He won. And he tragically lost his life in that helicopter crash. Now, there's another by-election. This by-election is going to be more or less the main election because you have the MPP saying that they are not going to contest again. And if the MPP is not contesting, then it's just going to be the NDC. It's going to be more like an endorsement unless you have other political parties or independent candidates who are interested in contesting that particular seat. And that seat has been predominantly an NDC seat. So
based on the results, I think from 2024, it was over 50,000 for the NDC, 15,000 for the MPP.
It's a seat you can say is deep green for the NDC. And
but so it's going to be, if no other person contests, it will be just the NDC and it may just be an acclamation. I don't know how it's going to be done.
During the election. So the Electoral Commission will just put out a ballot sheet to one person for the constituents to come and acclaim.
So it will be a yes or no?
Yes or no.
But now the NDC has to produce a candidate, and they have already announced the procedure for getting a candidate, haven't they?
Yes.
What's the procedure?
The procedure is from tomorrow, which is the 22nd of August, Friday. The nominations will be open. People could go to the regional office or constituency office to pick up nomination forms at the cost of 4,000 cedis, 5,000 cedis. Then when you return to file that nomination form, you pay 40,000 cedis. So that in all, it would be 45,000 cedis for people who are interested in contesting that particular seat.
Okay. Now, so that is for Tamale Central. The Electoral Commission is yet to even announce a vacancy in that particular constituency where a date will be set.
The Electoral Commission has actually
set okay, so they set a date.
The Electoral Commission has set a date in September to hold this particular...
For Tamale Central.
It's late September to hold this particular election.
But in Akwetia, the EC has set September 2 for the by-election. The NPP has a candidate, the NDC has a candidate. We are told there are other parties who are also interested. Of course, we'll be there to cover it for you. But many people were saying that what we saw in Ablekuma North may be repeated in Akwetia, where the violence we saw, there may be retaliatory attacks in Akwetia. The police, under the leadership of Christian Tete Yohuno, has said that it is ready for whatever would happen, every eventuality. And we actually have a report that was done. We'll be taking that for you in a brief, which report is the police doing a simulation exercise in Akwetia yesterday to show us how they can contain, or how they plan to contain any incident that may arise. So I'll take that in a jiffy. But Fred, Akwetia, it appears that everything is going well as planned.
So far, so good. Everything which has been planned by the EC and the political parties is going on without any incident. The political parties are on the ground busily campaigning to ensure that their candidates will come out victorious on the 2nd of September. Whilst they are doing that, the police, as you said, is also putting in place measures to ensure that we have an incident-free election. In the plan of the EC, the Ghana Police Service, what is happening is that they have held meetings with the various stakeholders in this particular election. So the political parties, the Electoral Commission, and other interested stakeholders in the Akwetia by-election. And they held this meeting to ensure that they brief all the parties involved in this particular election about what they plan to do.
Okay. Let me take a break, Fred. This is Citiuation Room on Channel 1 TV. We'll take a break and come back and talk a bit more about Akwetia, and then we'll talk about the New Patriotic Party. Please stay.
This August, get ready for an unforgettable night of worship and celebration as Perez Music presents Glorified, dubbed His Love and Kindness, ministering live Perez Music alongside the legendary Daughters of Glorious Jesus, also ministering Joyful Way Incorporated, Minister Gabby Akwe and Edom Evangelist. Join us on Sunday, the 31st of August, 2025 at 4 p.m. sharp at the Victory Bible Church, Awoshi Dominion Sanctuary for an evening of powerful ministry and praise. It's absolutely free. But if you would like to support this ministry, you can do so by purchasing our special event merchandise or call 0557-116-607. That is 0557-116-607. Let's come together and raise a sound of gratitude for God's love and kindness. It's going to be nothing short of heaven on earth. This event is proudly sponsored by Eddie Spitzer and powered by Rima City of Worship. Media partner CTFM and Channel 1 TV.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut. How Zebaut there? Zebaut one chaboke walako.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Join
the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Minke man bi moni nyo Kofi Adam no mai kami. Matwale. Man ke la ke no ya ne. Meneke. Fe mo sha ko ba club fe ke DJ. Ni wo hia ka wo she. Ye Yesu gba mi. Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Situation Room on Channel 1 Television. So we're going to talk about Akwetia. We're talking about Akwetia, the by-election scheduled for September 2nd, which is just 2 weeks away. Actually, less than 2 weeks away. The two parties are busily campaigning. The police says it is also ready. We have some interactions between the Inspector General of Police and leadership of the two political parties. Let's show you that briefly.
Police, we are ready for the elections. And all the threats we've been hearing from TikToks and all social media has also given us the room to prepare adequately towards the elections and also to remove fear from people and the electorate in Akwetia that nobody can come to this constituency to come and cause any trouble. And we want to assure Ghanaians that the police is ready to handle any type of thing that may come in Akwetia. We are ready with the men. We have the men. We have the men who can handle this situation. And then our eyes are red for Akwetia, and nobody should think of coming to cause trouble. No political party should mobilize men to come and foment trouble. And nobody should have in mind the intention of snatching a ballot box. We have prepared our men adequately to handle.
He said that thugs who were linked to the NDC, who caused mayhem, their images are all over, the videos all over. And as we speak, the Ghana police has not effected any decisive arrest. We saw a communique that stated that they have arrested 2 persons. We don't know what came up. We don't have any update. Were they put before the court? Are they on remand? We don't even know anything at all. So we were very, very, very strong on this particular point. And then the IGP said that, look, they are also serious about it, and we should even expect that even today, by close of today, some arrest would be made. We also mentioned it to the IGP that, look, if they want us to rely on these assurances, then they must work on what happened.
POMAC members to beef up security, and that's they are not going to leave any stone unturned to make sure that there's enough security at the police, and so they are not expecting anybody to come with any macho men or personal security and all that. The EC also brief us what they intend to do in terms of accreditation. They will make sure that all our leadership who are going to do the monitoring observation will be given accreditation, and we are very clear in our mind that the NDC, we are committed to the peace plan, the process they've put in place. But we are mindful of the activity of our opponents who will come in there with dangerous weapons. You remember what happened at Blake Manoff, that triggered all this problem. And then yes, I mean, there was a pepper spray. I mean, one of the leaders, our commission, had pepper spray in her back. She came to the place and was asking an necessary question. To the extent she was spraying that one, even to officers of the police as well as the EC officials. I mean, all this thing caused the problem at that polling stations. So telling them they need to beef up security and make sure that the fact that you are a former minister or a former MP or a MP, if you don't have accreditation, you have no business at the
So that's Rashid Tanko Computer. He's Deputy Director of Elections for the NDC. Earlier you heard and saw Nana Boachi, Henry Nana Boachi, also known as Nana B, National Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. And before then, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohuno, addressing his men and also the media and saying that they are ready. And you also saw excerpts of that simulation video in which they pretended as if some two men were in a vehicle, which two men were engaging in suspicious conduct, and they had to neutralize and arrest them. So you saw that happening a short while ago. Fred, it means that the police are ready. And they said they'll be going with a prison, mobile prison to Akwetia.
So when you are arrested, you are just put in and they'll be driving you around.
So if you want to do excursion in Akwetia, just go and do something, they'll catch you.
If you want to go for an excursion in Akwetia in the police, prison, then you go and mess up.
But I mean, it means that they have learned some lessons from Ablekuma North. We saw the Ablekuma North situation. We saw how a lot of the policemen were standing idle as a lot of the activities went on. And we noticed that some of them were not even armed. Now he's saying that they'll be sending armed policemen there. We don't know what the strategy for sending an armed man to Ablekuma North was, but we can clearly say that the reason for sending armed police officers now is for ABCD. Again, the people who celebrated the police for not sending armed policemen have said that we do not also want police people doing the shooting because someone may be trigger happy. We saw a policeman slap a journalist. What if that policeman instead decided to open fire? So now that they're also going with armed policemen, it says again, we have to really take a lot of consideration, but we are happy that IGP appears to know what he wants to do.
Sending armed policemen to an election area, a constituency with an election, is not a new thing. The issue is whether the armed policemen would be at the polling stations or the polling centers where the people will be voting. It's been agreed amongst political parties and the security that policemen or security officials should not be armed within the polling stations where election voting is taking place. They could have armed policemen stationed around outside. And what happened in Ablekuma North was that, yes, indeed, there were armed police officers, but they were not within the polling station where the incident occurred. That's why you saw the police officers who were in charge of, who had duties to roles to play that day within the polling stations, not having any sort of arms. With the new announcement by the IGP, I'm not sure whether it's going to be the armed men being at the polling station or the armed men stationed at a place which is closer to each polling station, so that they can be called in.
Maybe they'll
immediately something happens.
Very well.
I think maybe that's what will happen. But with the readiness of the police, we hope they are ready. I mean, you can do all these, and on the day of the election, you may not be able to perform. But we hope that with what happened in Ablekuma North, they will have learned some lessons and will be ready to ensure that the Akwetia by-election would go on peacefully without any form of incident.
Very well. This is the situation on Channel 1 TV. Let's now bring in our pollster, Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How is it going?
We are doing very well.
Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while. Fred them sacked me from the show. So yes. I was there one day, then they just removed me. So Fred and Sammy have been doing their own thing. And meantime, I went to the village, went to tie some things, and then they brought me back.
I know Musa himself has been missing out of action for a while. So he's not been on the show.
You've been busy cooking things. There's a question I have for you before we even start. You express your opinion a lot on social media. And there are many people who say, no, you should stop that. For instance, you comment about interviews you are watching or listening to. You comment about helicopter crash. They say you should stop talking, just focus on your polls and do them. I mean, you got the polls right, but it doesn't mean you should also do other social commentary. What's your reaction?
The polls are not my views. They are the views of ordinary people on the street. So it doesn't reflect what I think.
But they may say that you'll be tainted by your opinions that you express.
No, if my numbers don't come through, that's when I'll be worried.
So okay, so the thing is that you are doing a poll. For instance, if you go on Facebook now and write and say Muhammad's government is not doing well, they are incompetent, blah, blah, blah. If you do a poll that corroborates that, it's almost like it's your opinion.
If you watch the way I engage on social media, things that I normally poll, I don't express my views on them.
Oh, okay, okay.
I always express the views as said to us by voters.
Okay.
And leave it there.
Okay. Fred, let me leave you to handle Musa for the next.
Musa, before we even go on to your MPP delegates poll, we know Akutia is close by, and I know you've been working on something on Akutia. What's the indication?
Look, I think about 2 weeks ago, we went to Akutia. We covered all the 21 electoral areas, including my hometown, Panorama.
Are you from Akutia?
I am from Akutia, yes.
Oh, I thought you were from Akimoda.
No, I'm from Akutia.
No, I mean Abuakwa. I thought you were from
Abuakwa. Abuakwa is bigger, the bigger area. The stool land is Abuakwa, which forms part of Abuakwa itself, Kibi, Osino, Akutia, and the entire area. So we are part of Abuakwa. But the Odan guys are Kutuku guys, and the Bosumi are the Swedru and other
things. Okay,
so I mean, look, 2 weeks ago, the MPP's candidate was leading in a scenario against the now NDC candidate, Bedu. At the time we did the poll, NDC hadn't gone to select a candidate yet. So we ran head-to-head between the Sumedu and the 3 options that NDC were going to elect from. And if you look at the performance of the guy who won eventually, he was 6 points behind the MPP candidate. By that time, he wasn't the candidate. So NPP had 6-point lead. Now, that 6-point lead is the same as the gap NPP won the last election with. So on the paper, nothing has changed. But in that poll, you could see weaknesses in the MPP areas. You know, in understanding what's going to happen, you look at a stronghold of a party and how they are performing there. If you go to a Panorama, for example, and MPP normally wins there, they win, and in the poll they are behind, then you know there's trouble brewing.
Okay, okay.
And then also one thing that we look beyond just the headline is look at the pattern of behavior of certain demographic in that area. So in that area, we realized that the minority ethnic group voters were voting for MPP candidates, which is not usually the norm. So that is a bit of outlier. So if that number smoothens, then it could mean that MPP might be in trouble in Akutia. But we'll go there again next week.
Okay, so you are now going to do the first one.
The final one. We're going to do the final one between Thursday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, that report will be out. And in that report, we'll tell you who's going to win.
Oh, that would be too bold, though.
You know, we don't, look, we're not afraid to get it wrong. We're not so afraid to stick our neck out.
But you don't think that polls like that would influence voter perception? And then, so for instance, if you come up on Sunday and say candidate A would win, people say, oh, Musa Dankwa has said that this guy is winning, so let's go and vote for that guy, let him win Preko.
No, but if you believe in your cause, why should you leave your cause and follow someone? We should be...
Well, you are shaping your opinion.
No, Umaru. That's why we have
Musa,
to...
Umaru.
We need to educate our voters to vote in what they believe in.
Okay.
Not what others believe in.
Very well.
If the poll comes and you are behind, that should be the reason why you should galvanize your voters. Go out there and get them out to go and vote.
And shame Musa Dankwa.
And shame me.
Musa, we'll come back again to discuss Akutia proper when your final polls come out. But now let's discuss the MPP. and their internal elections. You have done some work on the MPP internal elections. So from the presidential, which is expected to take place in January, into national executive elections, which we do not know when that will take place. What has the poll been saying?
You know, in the past 6 months or even maybe 7 months, we've been doing a poll among general voters. Who do you want to lead MPP? And we've been getting that views. This is the first time that we've gone into the MPP delegates themselves and placed phone calls to them. We spoke to people from over 260 something constituencies randomly. And what they are telling us is fascinating. I think by the end of the presentation, we'll see those who will be smiling and those who will be frowning. But those who are frowning, there's still a slim of hope because the data is not clear-cut. But what we can see is that the system, not the system, the generality of MPP delegates want some sort of continuity. Because we did ask them somehow, somewhere in the data, whether they share the notion that the current executives need to make way for a new one because they failed. Nearly half said no.
Wow. That's quite interesting. Because looking at the backlash they had after the election, having to hear today that a lot of the people think that they should continue.
You see, we must differentiate between ordinary MPP voter on the street and the delegates. They are more entrenched in their positions. So you have people expressing a different view and delegates showing something different. That's what we may be seeing.
Okay, before you go on to the screen, let me ask this question. You know the issue of the top-down approach, bottom-up approach, up-down approach, is it influencing the decisions of the people? Why am I asking this? Most of these delegates you spoke to or you have been speaking to are polling station executives who are elected to become delegates. These polling station executives are part of a group of people who led the party to where they find themselves now and may actually lose their positions if there's a general elections or national elections are held to elect executives. Are you telling me that based on this premise I've given, these people need to protect their jobs, their positions? So then, in order to protect this position, let's go with what we know. Because
I think you might be right, but that will be a response to what I just said, that almost half of them don't want changes to happen. And if that changes means the national executive include they themselves as well, because self-interest, you have to protect yourself before you lose your seat. But they know that eventually they will have to go to a contest to let a new one. But we didn't ask them specifically about the national, the top-down or bottom-up approach in terms of do they support it or they don't. I think we did something sometime, I think about during the
before the conference.
For the conference.
Yes.
And I think the issue were quite divisive there.
Yeah. Musa, let's go on to your presentation and see.
Okay. So if you look at what we did, we sampled 2,656 delegates randomly, of which 2,560 answered all the questions. And out of the 276 constituencies, these samples were drawn from 263. So quite a very big constituencies that we covered across the entire country. It was random probability sampling using our computer-assisted telephone interviews. Confidence level is 99%. Margin of error plus or minus 2.44%. The interviews were conducted between 12th August and 20th August,
so
yesterday.
This was just after the, what do you call the conference?
Yes, between 12th and we ended it yesterday.
Yesterday,
okay. So after the conference. Okay. Now, these are the samples allocated to each region based on the number of voters who live in that region. It matches the EC register.
But Musa, before we go on, let's go back. Why did you use the EC one? Looking at the fact that
because Everything is built on polling station.
Okay. Why I'm asking the question is looking at the fact that when you see you have the MPP, the MPP has strongholds.
Yes.
And some of these strongholds have a lot of influence with regards to who leads the party. And these strongholds have a lot of numbers. So for example, Ashanti region and Eastern region,
yes,
they make up two of the topmost strongholds of the MPP. So I was thinking that why didn't you increase the numbers over there?
Let me put it this way. When we say stronghold, they may not win enough seats in Greater Accra, but they have a lot more MPP voters in Accra than in Eastern region.
Okay.
Because of the sheer size of Accra and how many people live and vote in Accra. But if you look at the register of EC, 33 constituencies in Greater Accra, times polling station, so the same structure of what do you call it, constituencies will reflect in the way you see the numbers. If you get that wrong, it will be skewing the report.
Okay.
Now, demographics of the delegate. 77% of the delegate are male, heavily male dominated. Women, just 23%. This doesn't reflect the structure of Ghana's population. So in the reforms they do, they must try and
bring some balance.
Bring some balance. Age profile, very interesting. Look, the delegates are aging population. Look, 26 plus 45, that's about 71% of the delegate, not below 45 years of age. They are old.
You know why I'm smiling? It reminds me of the decision to vote on the youth organizer and the age of the youth organizer.
If they understood this data, that proposal would not even be tabled. It was going to fail flat. It wasn't going to fly. So you see the evidence here. 18 to 24, just tiny percentage. 25 to 34, 17%. So MPP needs to work on the delegate. They are too old.
They are too old.
Yes. Educational level. Again, it will come back to match here. Almost 45% of them have junior high school, what they call Science 7. All the old systems, that's what they tell you, Science 7, we call Science 7. So they are not the new fashion kind of voters we have. And the country is much younger. The country is not here. Senior high, 19%. Tertiary, 28%. No formal education, 28%. So if you add no formal and junior high, you are getting what? 53% of the delegates are here. They must reject them in the future of a balance that really reflects the demography of this country. Christians, 80%, which is not too far away from what we know. Muslims, 18%. The rest, very, very small number. The accounts are 61%. The population of the country accounts are around 47. So they are overly skewed towards the accounts. So when they say the account party, this is the evidence providing that. They need to balance this going forward. And surprisingly, you could call somebody in voter region and their accounts and their delegates.
Okay. Okay. So you may be in the voter region, but you can't.
Yes. So we need to diagnose our problem very well as a country and as a party, so we can address the problem and challenges we are facing as a party. Should there be wholesale leadership change in the party's leadership? We asked them. Agree, 30%. Disagree, 48%. Neutral, 22%. This will give you a clue as to what these guys want. They are conservatives, they don't want any changes, they're happy with what they have, and they are sticking with it.
Where do you put the neutrals? Because usually you find a space for them.
The neutrals they are neither for or against that. So they are people that you could move them depending upon the argument you make.
But by a lot of the times in the past, you used to say to us that those who say I won't vote, they are actually hiding their vote.
No, we'll come to that. That's not the same as this question.
It doesn't work this way. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
the questions may trigger a different response. So you can see that almost half of them, we shouldn't change anything. If you are an incumbent, then this is a very good news for you. Do you believe that MPP can win the next election? They believe so, 93%.
But these are all MPP members.
MPP members. It's good to have this because it means...
So there's vim.
There's a vim.
In the base.
There's a vim in the base. So what they need is something small to let them galvanize. So it means the base is not as demoralized as we think.
Okay.
Yes, no 5%, no opinion 2%. So this is a very good number for them to see. And after all, it's not all that gloomy. There is hope. Then we started asking them about the leadership, starting with the general secretary position, who they would vote for to be the general secretary of the party. On top is JFK with 44%.
The
incumbent. Charles Dramina, 2%.
Is that Dr. China?
Yeah, Dr. China. Yeah. I think I have to, this will be Dr. DR. Sylvester Tete, 3%. Eugene Entry, 4%. Isaac Siama, 3%. Henry Kokufu, 6%. Someone else, 2%. And look at it. 36% said they are undecided. So these guys could really change the shape and the nature of the race.
So JFK doesn't have to celebrate?
No.
Because if the undecided...
These guys are quite deadly if they decide to swing one way or the other.
How did you come by these names instead of other people?
Or insider information. Some of them they call it, we are contesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a name missing, a name we have been hearing, Mustafa Hamid.
Okay.
Maybe next time you should find.
Then you look at the regional breakdown of these support. JFK, so because JFK is up there, we put this name uniquely and the rest, put them together because they're not quite here at the moment. In the Ahafo region, JFK 58%. In Ashanti, 61%. In Bono, 33%. But 37% said they are undecided in Bono.
Okay.
In Bono East, JFK 63%. In Central region, JFK 32%, but 41% undecided. In Eastern region, JFK 35%, 45% undecided. In Greater Accra, JFK 44%, undecided 33%. In Northeast region, JFK 48%, 38% undecided. In Northern region, JFK 57%, undecided 33%. Savannah, JFK 16%, undecided 77%. Savannah region. Oti, JFK 59%, undecided 37%. Upper East, JFK 27%, undecided 51%. Upper West, JFK 38%, and then 38% again undecided. Voter region 15% for JFK, 69% undecided. Western region 48% JFK, 29% undecided, and then 30% in Western North for JFK and 45% undecided.
So the undecided is what we should look out for, not those who, not the others.
There's all to play for in that on that position.
Okay.
Party chairman. In the lead is John Wedu, 32%. And Chibu Siaku, Wontumi, 23%. Asamoah Boatin, 6%. Gosia Mwakwata, 2%. Edward Boatin, 2%. Someone else, 1%. Undecided, 34%. Higher than the leading candidate. So there is still more to be done in that area. But he is quite in a very good shape.
For John Boydu.
Concerning the fact that, but this guy is a threat.
Yeah.
But when you say he's in a very good shape, if you have 34% of the people...
Not very good shape.
But I mean, for a first timer, he's not the chairman, he's not the incumbent.
But the surprising number is this. The Ashanti regional chairman. Now let's look at the regional balance. Let's look at the core regions that key to MP. In the Ashanti region, Wontumi 24%, Dombwedu 36%.
How?
Don't forget that in the lead up to the internal elections, in the party's internal elections in 2022, there were concerns of Wontumi.
Whether he would lose.
There were fears he would lose the election. And he came out winning that election massively. You still had people who were questioning his ability to lead the party. Don't also forget that after the party lost in 2024, he's been one of the people who have been fingered as being part of the people who led the party to that downfall. His issues with the Yoko and everything come to play. So, I mean, there are some questions about him.
Okay.
So let's look at the central region. Wontumi 13%, Dombwedu 37%. Eastern region 24 for Dombwedu and 24 for Wontumi. Greater Accra 14 for Wontumi and 37 for Dombwedu. So you can see that the key regions that matter to MPP
Dombwedu
is very strong. Yes, very strong. Yes. Then the presidential.
Hold on to the presidential. We'll take a break and come back so we know who is popular among the NPP delegates, whether it's DMB or Connected or others. Please stay. Yeah, welcome back. This is the Situation Room. Musa Dankwa is in the studio walking us through the work that he has done. We've talked about the national executives of the NPP. Now we are going to the big one, the presidential race scheduled for 31st January 2026. How is it looking for who?
It depends on where you sit. Let's see. Boom. In the race to lead MPP, who would you vote for? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 52%. Kennedy Ejapon, 17%. Dr. Brana Champon, 3%. Dr. Yao Educhum, 1%. Kobna Ejapon, near 0. Ajaku, near 0. Honorable Adainimo, near 0. Undecided is about 16%. You can see it's about 16%.
Yeah. Okay. That looks 10. Or no, is 18 rather?
Okay.
It looks 18%.
I think it's 18%. Yeah. And those who said they will not disclose, 9%. Look, these guys who said they will not disclose, we have in the past found them to be Ken supporters. But they are much lower this time around. In the last polls we've been doing, the last MPP primary, they were around 14%. So it means that the fear of the system has receded. More of them are declaring, but there's still good more who are saying they will not disclose. And if I am betting, I will bet that these guys are Ken supporters.
They're not disclosed people?
Not disclosed people.
Okay, but even if you add them all to Ken,
they would then move to around 20.
Yeah, so
6%.
About 26, but it still doesn't look as impressive as his people would want us to.
No, he needs to do a lot better than what he's doing now.
Because people seem to be very confident. Just last night I was interviewing the MP for Tama Central. He's a member of his campaign, and he says that everybody who matters in the MPP is now with Kennedy Japan. But the people who matter are the grassroots people. And if this is what they are saying.
If you look at those who are saying they are undecided, it's quite big. They could make the race very uncomfortable for Bawumia.
Yeah, but 52%.
No, he would win. But remember, he wants to win with some convincing number.
He wants to win large margin.
Exactly.
Big margin.
And these numbers would look very uncomfortable if I was in this camp. He should be leading much higher than that if the kind of win they want to deliver. But there's still more time to go.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Look at the key regions. Ashanti, Bawumia, 54. 14% for Canada, Japan, but 23% undecided. If you look at Central Region, Baomia 32, Ken 25, 35% undecided.
So even in Ken's own region?
Undecided, 35%. In Eastern Region, Baomia 36, Ken 13%, 24% undecided. In Greater Accra, Baomia 51, Ken 16, 9% undecided, but undisclosed 19%. Okay. These guys are Ken people.
They have to be watched. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What other question did you ask before we go?
Now gender something.
I think you did something around a possible runoff.
Yes, that's where I want to go now. Now, this is very interesting. In the case of runoff, who would you vote for? The numbers barely moved.
Same thing.
Just 1% for Baomia, more, and Ken 1%. Those who were undecided has gone up by 1% to 19%. Undisclosed 10%. Now, interesting thing I want to show here is, look, in the runoff, where do Brian Achampong's people go? Where do Educhum's people go? These are critical data you need to understand. In the runoff, we see that 48% of Brian Achampong supporters will go and vote for Baomia.
Okay.
And 32 will go to Ken. Okay. So the natural alliance of Brian Achampong
will be
Baomia's people.
Okay.
This knowledge is very key. If you lose it, you go and form wrong alliances. Educhum, his people go to where? Kennedy. 59% of Educhum voters go to Kennedy. For Comrade Japan, 60% go to Baomia. Of course, he was in campaign, last campaign, a figurehead. So naturally, it's whole thing that if you're not voting for him, then we'll go to Baomia. And Ajako, almost everybody went to Baomia. Adainimo, everybody goes to Baomia. And look at those who are undecided. Only 3% change their mind to vote for Baomia. 1% Kennedy. 92% still undecided.
So it may not be accurate to say that all the candidates are disgruntled and they may go against the system, which is Baomia, and they will go supporting Kennedy.
This data doesn't show that.
It doesn't show that. It showed that. That's very interesting. I think this is where we end it, right, Fred?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Musa Dankwa. We'll wait for your work on Akwetia, which you said will be out by Sunday.
Yes.
And we'll see.
Not the coming Sunday.
Yeah, next week Sunday, so that we see how that is looking. Thank you so much for joining us. That will be it for Channel 1, for Situation Room on Channel 1 television. Umaru Sanda here with Fred Tete Jaban. We'll be back next week. Thank you, and stay with us.